Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Today we take a look at new Bigfoot footage and sightings coming from the Appalachian Mountains, Georgia, and many other places with very convincing evidence. From HD Sasquatch trail camera videos to Bigfoot hunting clips and so much more. Also stay tuned for a special and crazy nature clip at the end of this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the best new Bigfoot clips. Here is a mysterious Bigfoot video just highlighted on the internet recently. It's believed it comes from somewhere in the region of North America, and it was just highlighted on June 25th, 2025. The video comes from a trail camera in a dimly lit dense forest. Here it is. The brief clip shows a dark, upright, primate-like creature slowly walking past. It looks like a gorilla, but its upright posture tells us it's not. Because gorillas have a more hunched posture when they walk, this one just straight up looks like a human. It also looks to be taller and slightly slimmer than a typical gorilla. And the fact that this comes from North America tells us it couldn't be either, because they don't live in this region. All of this being said is why many believe this is real footage of Bigfoot himself. Now the video is rather short and we don't know much background info, but still. The up-close angle and the rather HD footage alone makes this one of the more compelling recent sightings. Now if you don't know already, what made Bigfoot so popular in North America was the Jerry Crew and Bluff Creek encounter of 1958, and also the Patterson-Gimlin film from North Carolina in 1967. These famous sightings are what coined the term Bigfoot and what made it popular in mainstream culture. However, this isn't where Bigfoot started. The history of Bigfoot sightings in North America actually stretches back centuries and includes Native American oral traditions and early settler reports. The other popular term, Sasquatch, comes from natives back before the 19th century. It came from the Pacific Northwest and it means forest-dwelling giant. Natives described it as a huge, hairy, man-like creature, standing at around 8 feet tall and sometimes even taller. Similar descriptions as Bigfoot today. So the fact that these sightings have been occurring for longer than we could imagine, how could this all just be a coincidence? Is the region of North America really home to Bigfoots and Sasquatches like people in the past have said and like people are still saying today? And is this new video I just showed a brand new piece of evidence of it? Let me know. Moving away from North America, how about a Bigfoot caught on camera in Russia? And not just any Bigfoot, an absolutely massive one. A Russian man was out hiking in a reportedly uninhabited section of land. The land was filled with dense, unmarked terrain, lots of foliage, and hills and mountains. It was a snowy winter afternoon, and the sun was shining down. He walks up the hill into a slight clearing, and that's when he sees it. A gigantic, dark, hairy, Sasquatch-like being is sitting in the snow. That's when he pulls out his photography camera and begins snapping photos. The creature gets up and begins quickly walking away from him. It ventures into the foliage, trying to stay out of the shot of the hiker. 5 photos are snapped. The first one we see it sitting down. The second one, we see it has gotten up quickly and it's now charging through the brush. Same with the third and fourth. But then, in the 5th shot, we get the best look yet. It's still partially obscured, but we can see its face and most of its body, giving us a true perspective on how tall this thing really was. Some experts estimate it's around 9 feet or so, judging by the foliage surrounding. But take a closer look at its face. Are those its teeth? It's hard to really tell what's going on, but I'm pretty sure we can see its mouth and one of its eyes here. It's a deeply disturbing looking face. Now, Russia has its own long and mysterious history of Bigfoot-like legends. The most widely known term for the creature in Russia and Central Asia is the almas, especially in the Caucasus Mountains and southern Siberia. In some contexts, the creature is referred to as the Yeti, although this name is more commonly associated with the Himalayas. So, did this hiker really photograph an almas or Yeti this winter afternoon? It certainly fits the description. Now let's go ahead and jump back to North America again. This time we're diving into a region the locals call Appalachia, one of the hot spots for strange and mysterious sightings and encounters, especially Bigfoots. In this one, a father and daughter were out driving through their stretch of woods. The daughter suddenly spots what looks like a man walking out in the distance, but the father owns the land and knows that nobody should be out on his property. So he pulls out his phone, hits record, and gets a closer look.
Hey Dad, what's over there? It's over there.
Where?
It's right there.
There's somebody over there. They ain't supposed to be in our woods. Who is that?
I don't know.
Do you see him?
Yeah.
What is that?
No.
It looks like a human, covered from head to toe in thick fur. It has a slightly hunched posture and a typical dome-shaped Bigfoot-like head. He gets a pretty good video of it until it quickly walks and eventually vanishes behind some undergrowth. This is when he turns his truck around and drives quickly out of the forest. He didn't know if this was truly a Bigfoot or maybe someone messing with him or some kind of other undiscovered predator. He just wanted to get out of there, most importantly for his daughter's safety. The only piece of evidence we have left of his encounter is this video, a video that's sending shockwaves through online forums. Now, as I said earlier, Appalachia is infamous for this kind of activity. But one of the clearest and most iconic Appalachian Bigfoot encounters is from Clearfield County, Pennsylvania, in 1985. It's often referred to in cryptozoology circles as the Chestnut Ridge Incident. Late at night, the family heard strange screeching and howling coming from the woods, unlike any local animal they recognized. One family member reported seeing a massive, upright creature standing near a tree line. Its estimated height was 7 to 8 feet tall. It was covered in dark brown or black hair. And it had very broad shoulders, no visible neck, and glowing red eyes, possibly due to light reflection. After this, casts of large human-like footprints were taken in the area, corroborating the family's story. Locals also began reporting increased sightings, howls, and strange lights in the sky, fueling speculation that Bigfoot and UFOs were somehow connected, which is a theory that's pretty common in this area. So, all of this being said, it makes the footage all the more convincing. Since things like this are supposedly a common occurrence in the Appalachian Mountains, maybe this video right here is some brand new proof. The following is an infamous Bigfoot video, reportedly taken by a farmer in Georgia. Not much is known about why the farmer was out in the woods this day, but he was said to be pretty far out. This is when he spotted this beast and pulled out his camera to record. A Sasquatch-like creature emerges. It's crouched down at first, but then it raises up, showing us its tremendous height. It stands up and stares at the farmer, probably an intimidation tactic. It looks at him for a few seconds, then it turns away and walks back down into the forest. This thing looks absolutely huge. And once again, it has the textbook Bigfoot look. It doesn't look like a man in a suit. This one looks really realistic. From its movements, to its posture, to its size, there's just something about it that tells us something isn't right here. Now, like all the other sightings we've covered today so far, Georgia is also considered a Bigfoot hotspot region because of its dense, remote, and rugged wilderness. These kinds of sightings seem to happen most in very remote and rural areas, which honestly makes sense. Dense forests and thick foliage give these animals more space to hide. Despite its size, it can even hide out in caves and blend in with its natural camouflage. I'm curious, if you guys live in any rural areas, have you ever had any strange encounters? If so, what's the creepiest things you've ever seen out in nature? I'll be reading your comments down below. Let's go ahead and take a look at a viral Bigfoot video right now. This footage was recorded by a man named Edward from Georgia on October 5th, 2024. Now, what he caught on camera is sparking some serious questions. First, some context. Edward is not a guy who's into the supernatural or cryptids. His usual content is pretty straightforward: hunting, fishing, outdoorsman type content. No Bigfoot theories, no conspiracies, just typical wilderness content. But in this video here, he films what appears to be two military-grade helicopters flying over a remote area, carrying something massive between them.
They got Bigfoot. Found him down here in Georgia. Got him dragging him with that helicopter. Wonder where they're taking him.
The footage is shaky. He was driving while filming, but even when you zoom in, you can clearly make out something large, dark, and heavy being suspended below. What's strange is the scale. Whatever it is, it's big enough to require two helicopters. It's definitely not your average military transport situation. A lot of people are speculating that what we're seeing is a captured Bigfoot being airlifted out of the backcountry by the government. Sounds crazy until you consider Edward's history. He's not a clout chaser, not a known hoaxer, not even involved in the paranormal world. Just a regular outdoorsman who happened to catch something bizarre. But here's the part that really makes people uneasy. Ever since uploading that clip, Edward has gone totally silent. No replies, no comments, no new posts, complete radio silence. And for someone who usually posts pretty consistently, that's raising some eyebrows. Some believe he's been pressured into keeping quiet, maybe warned, maybe worse. I'm not saying that's definitely the case, but the sudden silence is hard to ignore. So what do you think? Was this an accidental capture of a genuine Bigfoot operation? Or is there another layer to this that we're not being told? Either way, this one's got people talking, and for good reason. This is one of the craziest pieces of Bigfoot evidence. A father and son were riding their bikes through the backcountry, something they would do often. This day, though, was particularly muddy. They had just got lots of rain and they knew today's hike would be especially challenging, but they still set out on their bikes regardless.
Yeah, the mud's so thick here, my bike's just standing up by itself. Oh, yeah? So we just came out onto a right-of-way. Well, let's explore. Keep going. Adventure!
They make it past the giant mud puddle and continue on their adventure, until they reach another very muddy section, and this is when the son spots a huge footprint as they're riding past. He gets up closer and shows us the print.
And I'm just about to cross and he says, "Hey, I thought I saw some kind of footprint." So we started looking, and check this out, guys. You look at this. Do you not see this? There's my hand. Look at the size of that footprint.
The footprint is super defined and deep. We can see where its heel pressed into the mud, all the way to each individual toe print. It's a huge human-like footprint. Now, who in their right mind would be out here running around in the mud barefoot? Also, who has feet this big besides Shaquille O'Neal? This is seriously an abnormally large footprint, consistent with Bigfoot reports. Even the father and son in the video agree that they both think it's a Bigfoot footprint. They don't really have any other way to explain it. Now, many of these alleged Bigfoot footprints have been spotted and casted for decades. And actually, the first ever Bigfoot evidence came from a Bigfoot print. Remember how earlier I talked about one of the most famous Bigfoot evidence was the Jerry Crew and Bluff Creek encounter? Well, this happened in 1958 when a construction worker named Jerry Crew discovered massive footprints at a worksite in Bluff Creek, California. He then made plaster casts and brought them to a newspaper. The Humboldt Times coined the name Bigfoot, sparking modern media interest. And since there have been countless reports and sightings of these big footprints all around America, and actually all around the world. Let me know if you guys have ever come across any strange footprints in the mud, snow, or anywhere at all, because I know I have a few times. Now, if you remember in one of my recent videos, I included a nature clip that I took myself. It was of me and my friends who went out golfing. And as we were golfing, we came across a rare kind of animal. Well, we went golfing at the same golf course again, and no joke, we spotted it again in a similar spot. The albino squirrel makes a return.
Oh, get it. I see it, there it is.
Nice.
The squirrel again, and some geese.
Oh, we hit it the same distance somehow.
Yeah, we did.
This time it was running out of the tree line and onto the fairway. After I took this quick video, it ran out of view. Now, this bright white coloration actually might not be albinism, which I think I talked about last time I showed it. It could be albinism or leucism. The difference is that albinism is a genetic mutation that results in the absence of melanin, the pigment responsible for coloration in skin, fur, and eyes. And leucism is a partial loss of pigmentation due to a different genetic mutation than albinism. The common physical difference is albinos have pink or red eyes due to lack of pigment and visibility of blood vessels, where leucistic animals have normal colored eyes. They also sometimes can have patchy white or pale coloring rather than full white like albinos. Regardless of which one this squirrel was, it's still a very rare sight. Now, I looked it up to see how rare it is to find one of these, and here are the odds. For an albino squirrel, the estimated odds are about 1 in 100,000. For a leucistic squirrel, the estimated odds vary more widely. Typically 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 30,000, depending on where you live exactly. So leucism is more common than albinism, but still rare overall. So regardless, I saw a rare animal. But what I want to know is, what are the odds of me seeing it more than once and capturing it on camera twice? Also, it had been many months in between the sightings, but somehow I saw it again in the same area. Just a pretty cool and rare capture that I figured I'd share with you all. And if I ever catch anything else rare on camera, I'll be sure to share it with you all. Alright, I think it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, Mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these Bigfoot videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 30% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.